Well, welcome to this Tuesday of our time together. It's just a joy to have this opportunity to encourage you. We're getting close to Christmas, and I trust that the closer we get, the more encouraged we'll be. I do want to admonish you to walk with God right now. Sometimes the holidays can be very difficult, but these can be great days, and we need to not have a cloud over our head as parents and as leaders. We need to have the joy of the Lord, and our children and families need to realize that there's great hope in the Lord, and that our discussions and talk ought to be really edifying. And it needs to be a time of just a deep refreshing from the Lord. And keeping that in mind, one of the things that brings great hope is when we have a cause and we believe God's going to work. The Apostle Paul was at Ephesus, and he had not had the easiest time there. But he makes a great statement in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 9. For a great door and effectual is opened unto me, and there are many adversaries. Well, we're seeing that adversaries, aren't we? I mean, it's everywhere we turn. We see the reality of the hatred against Christianity and morality from the Bible standpoint, even a hatred of our history as a nation. And yet, the adversaries actually are an indication there's a spiritual battle going on in the heavenlies, and God is working, and there is a great and effectual door that is opening. I believe that with all of my heart. And I think we've got to message to those that are close to us that we are anticipating God doing another level of work if we'll trust Him. We cannot be doomsayers. We cannot be down in the mouth. We can't even, being accurate about what's going on, leave it at this is really bad, but instead we need to say a door is opening. We're seeing how it is. We're waking up to it. And when there's this kind of battle, that means that God's already on the move. He allows exactly what we need to wake us up and open the door in people's lives. In our last several weekends, when we had hundreds of people here, we could see the open hearts. There is an open door. I don't think I ever remember in our area having such an opportunity to speak to people and for them to admit their needs and to really look favorably at what the church is doing, because it's endeavoring to give hope in a very dark time. And I think right now, the door is open for us to charge through and see God do things that we really haven't ever seen. Folks, God is able to revive His people. God is able to pour out His Spirit. God's promises are still true. And in the midst of this, people are uneasy. They're convicted. They don't know which way to turn. And even people on the wrong side of the equation are uneasy. Their consciences are bothering them. This is an unstable day. We got a stable message. We have rock solid truth that we can depend upon and stand upon. And there is something about that resonates. A number of people mentioned just the joy of our folks and the sense of confidence and happiness. Well, that's coming from the fact that we know what we believe. We know where we're headed, more than just even eternity. We know we're headed into further opportunities for the gospel, and we're excited about that. And that is the message that we need to give wherever we go. And so there is a great door and effectual open. And Paul was saying it at a difficult time in the midst of adversaries. He saw it as a spiritual reality. He woke up. He didn't look at just trying to be part of an enterprise of moving forward the gospel. He was in a battle for the cause of truth. And when he saw Satan battling, he knew he was on the right track. And we need to realize Satan's battling, we're on the right track, and God is going to work. So let's look for that door, and let's go through it with the power of God.